Well, it may have been Black Friday at the malls, but on Wall Street, you could have called it Flat Friday. Trading was light with the markets closing at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and the major stock indexes ending the day mixed. But Wall Street wraps up an historic month of November with 12 record high closings for the Dow. And the Dow and the S&P finished this month with their 8th straight week of gains. Today, stocks faded just before the early closing time, but earlier in the day, the Dow and the S&P and the Dow Transports and the Russell 2000 all hit record highs. Here's a look at today's closing numbers. The Dow 11 points lower, the Nasdaq though up 15, now solidly above that 4,000 mark, and the S&P basically flat, down about 1.5. But for the month of November, look at this. Blue chip Dow soaring 3.5%. The Nasdaq was up 3.6%, and the S&P 500 up 2.8%. A good month all around. Well, while shoppers flocked to stores on this Black Friday and many more headed out on the Thanksgiving holiday, the early word is that the season has started out quite strongly. Shares of many of the major retailers started strongly today, but then they faded like the rest of the market. The one standout, Best Buy, adding more than 2% on the day. Courtney Reagan is in Dayton, Ohio, where she had a front row seat for all the Black Friday goings on. Courtney, let's start with how strong overall the traffic has been where you are.
Yeah, I have to say, Tyler, that the traffic has been pretty strong. I'm pleasantly surprised by what I saw. It seems as if we saw a lot of traffic flow at those big box retailers on Thursday afternoon and early evening. And by big box, I'm talking about Walmart, Target, Best Buy, the ones that had those doorbuster specials, a lot of focus on electronics there. Then we did see a lull, I'll admit it, overnight in some pre-dawn hours because of those Thanksgiving hours. I think folks opted not to get up at 5 a.m. for Black Friday, but as the day has worn on, I gotta say, traffic has really picked up here in Dayton, Ohio at the mall. I think retailers will probably end up being quite pleased.
Who are the sinners so far?
If we think about the winners so far, at least from what I'm hearing from analysts around the country, as well as what's really matching here today anecdotally, it seems like Macy's is by far and away one of the winners. They had some really nice doorbuster deals on some strong brand names. Terry Lundgren said there were 15,000 folks, he's the CEO of Macy's, lined up outside that flagship store. Lots of bags coming out with the Macy's logos on them. Walmart also likely a winner. They're saying they are having their best Black Friday in history so far. We don't know the exact numbers, but sounding very promising there. Losers, Sears and Kmart. Kmart actually opened at 6 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day. Doesn't really seem that it attracted many shoppers, though.
Quick thought on online shopping. What are you hearing there?
IBM says that Thanksgiving Day sales online up 20%. Department stores very strong online. They're a standout, up 60% sale number-wise from what we saw last year. Apparel, one of the strongest categories online. So far, it looks like we're seeing decent traffic on the computer as well as here in the stores.
Bring me back one of those wonderful killer brownies from out there in Dayton, will you?
I will do it.
All
I
right.
will do it for sure.
All right, have a great weekend, Courtney Reagan reporting. But it was
Thank
not
you,
all
Tyler.
smooth sailing in Thursday night's shopping frenzy. A fight broke out in a Walmart in Elkin, North Carolina, apparently over discounted flat-screen televisions. Look at that. Similar incidents have also been reported elsewhere around the country. And at 1,500 Walmart stores across the nation, protests were planned by workers' rights groups, unions, and Walmart employees demanding higher wages, more full-time positions, and better working conditions. At this Chicago Walmart, 10 protesters were arrested after scuffling with police. Only 2 of them were actual Walmart workers. With sales off to a strong start this holiday weekend, experts are predicting a very merry holiday shopping season for stores. The National Retail Federation predicts $602 billion in total consumer spending in the final 2 months of the year, the official time of the holiday season. That's a nearly 4% increase from last year.
We're predicting 3.9% growth, so we think it's going to be a very strong season. Historically, for the last 10 years, the average has been about 3.5%, so we're going to do better than that. But we're not back to that pre-recession number of high single digits, 6%, 7%, 8%. And a lot of that is due to the fact that you've got these somewhat hollow indices. So we look at the stock market, we look at interest rates, we look at housing prices, And that would seem to indicate a robust, a growing, a healthy economy. But for many consumers, they don't feel that way.
Well, joining us now to talk more about the holiday retail season and Small Business Saturday, which is tomorrow, is Ed Gilligan. He's the president at American Express. Mr. Gilligan, welcome. Good to have you with us. Are
Thank
you
you, Tyler.
seeing what the individual from the National Retail Federation just reported, and that is that receipts are going to be up by about 4%?
Well, we did a lot of research leading into this holiday shopping season, and it was clear to us that consumers are planning to spend more this holiday season than last year. 3, 4, 5% gains certainly seem possible. So we're cautiously optimistic that this is going to be a successful holiday shopping season for retailers of all sizes.
I saw one figure, I believe it was one of your studies or one that you had commissioned, indicating that people on average may spend as much as $400 more. Where are they going to get that money?
Well, there's lots of green shoots in the economy. Certainly growth has been sluggish and unemployment is too high. But this year the stock market is up. Real estate prices are back up again. So there's plenty of reasons to be cautiously optimistic. And we know that consumers do like to shop and spend in the holiday season. What we're calling out, though, is to ask consumers to think about allocating some of their shopping holiday budget for small businesses. And in fact, tomorrow is Small Business Saturday. For the 4th time in a row, American Express is really pleased to be the founding sponsor of a movement to get Americans to think about shopping small, particularly tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting and laudable initiative that you guys have gotten behind. What is the traction that you're seeing as a result of that? I live in a nice small town in New Jersey. I love to go into my local shops and shop local.
It's undeniable how important small businesses are to the U.S. economy. 28 million small businesses exist in the U.S. today. Half of private sector employment is contributed to by small businesses. And if you go back 20 years, 2/3 of all job creation has been done by small businesses. But sometimes they can get lost in the holiday shuffle. So, there's always been Black Friday for the big retailers and Cyber Monday for the .coms. But starting in 2010, we created this event called Small Business Saturday. That's now far bigger than American Express. We have a coalition of over 100 companies, 1,500 communities around the U.S. where people are committed to shopping small. Last year, over 1 million Americans shopped small and spent about $5.5 billion at small, locally owned merchants around the U.S. And we're thinking tomorrow is going to be even bigger.
Well, let me broaden out the conversation, if I might, Mr. Gilligan, just a little bit, and get you to talk about American Express's business more broadly.
Okay.
What segments of the business are performing particularly well this year, and which would you like to see perform even better? Where do you need to do some work?
Well, we're really pleased with the progress and momentum that we have. In the 3rd quarter, spending on American Express cards around the world was growing at 8%. And in the 3rd quarter, we saw every region of the world, from U.S. to Asia to Latin America, to Europe, all tick upwards a bit. So we feel like we're doing a good job of executing our growth strategy and outgrowing our competition. And it comes from having strong value propositions in our card products for consumers, small businesses, corporations, from signing more merchants to accept the card, by having new partners around the world that help us grow our business, and through a lot of digital innovation that we're doing.
Mr. Gilligan, thank you very much. And I have to say that every time I spend something on my American Express card, miraculously, you guys get it right. I get billed for it. Way to go.
Thank you very much, Tyler.
Mr. Gilligan, thank you very much. Ed Gilligan is the president at American Express.